a society based on science and technology in which nobody understands anything about science and technology. And this mixture of ignorance and power is going to blow up in our faces.
Welcome to dsmithscience, off the grid science. I'm Derek Smith. We're going to show you today how to download Wikipedia if you haven't done so already. There are three options that's going to be presented by a former student of mine. So as the options go up, the file sizes go down. That is a negative correlation that is indirectly proportional. There's an inverse relationship. However, as the options go up, the technicality required, the knowledge, the computer savvy goes up as well. The difficulty does. So right now I'm going to do task 1. I'm going to do the first one, Kiwix. But later on, if I want to do my end goal for off the grid science is to have drones fly me my produce ready to go, I need to learn a computer language. I don't know what that is going to be yet, Python or whatever, but I need to learn that. So without further ado.
So my name's Maura. I'm a software engineering major at Rose-Hulman. It's a small college in the middle of nowhere, Indiana, and I'm a former student of Mr. Smith's. So we were talking a little while ago, and he was mentioning this off-the-grid science. And one of the things he mentioned was how he wished he could download Wikipedia to his computer to have in case, we lost the grid. And so I got really interested, and a quick Google search later, I was invested. So he and I both looked into it, and today I'm going to show you some ways to do it. So the first way that I'm going to show in depth is pretty simple to use. And there's some cool background to it. But I'm going to also show you quickly some other alternatives that you can look into based on things like space requirements, or whether you're interested in the software behind it. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so this first option is called Kiwix. It's created by the Wikimedia Foundation, which is a nonprofit that works to provide non-censored information to people all over the world, especially those who don't have internet access or who are oppressed and not able to reach it. So, for example, they work with people in North Korea to get them free information, as well as people in villages without internet and people in remote parts of the world. So that's pretty cool. We're gonna go to download the reader. So basically it gives you a file format and it gives you a reader where you don't have to just go through the straight text files, and it links it and all of that stuff, which is great for user friendliness. However, the downloads are very large and it's not space efficient at all. So if you want to download all of Wikipedia, you're definitely going to need an external drive of some sort. I think some of them are up to 80 gigabytes now, so you'll need a large USB or SSD or external hard drive, what have you. So you can find those on Amazon, any place like that. So I downloaded the Kiwix for Windows, and you've got, just missed it, there we go, got the exe. So it says that the application depends on the other compressed files, so you're going to need to extract it somewhere. So I'm just going to okay. So, and then we'll go back to the exe. See, it has a fun little keyway there. And we're ready to go. So I've already downloaded a couple files just to look at, but I'll show you how to add some new ones. So if you go to all files up here, it'll show you a bunch of information. So you can get everything from TED Talks to maybe you want to learn some more Spanish, or you want to find what doctors have to say about personal, like taking care of yourself. Or if you want to learn more about Raspberry Pis, they have a bunch of things about ebooks. Maybe you want to brush up on the economy in case, you have to rebuild from the ground up. Like, there's tons of things. So most of these are all Stack Exchanges, but if you get further through here, you'll also find different Wikipedia versions in different languages and things like that. You can also find the Project Gutenberg library, which has open source ebooks. So if you're looking to brush up on the classics, would highly recommend. You can also get that. So since I'm a student with lots of files on my computer, I'm going to look for something smaller to download. Since this is off the grid science, maybe we want to learn about climate change. So we're going to go over here to download, and it'll just take a minute. And we can actually open it. So you'll see it displays this fun thing where it's got little images from all of here. So let's look at the Kyoto Protocol. So we get a full article here, and you'll notice it has working hyperlinks, just like on regular Wikipedia. And they've done a great job retaining the formatting as well. So that's pretty cool. It's very user-friendly, simple download buttons, and it's a pretty cool tool. Downsides, large file to download in the first place, as well as, Wikipedia is huge, so you're going to need the external drive. If you're looking for something that you don't need as much space for, but is less user-friendly, I've got another option. Okay, so our second option is WikiTaxi. So it's a product that I found on several different searches. It's not quite as well known or polished as Kiwix, but it seems like it gets the job done. It also has smaller file sizes, but it's a little less user-friendly than, say, Kiwix. However, it's still more user-friendly than our third option, so let's talk about it a little bit. So basically, you download it pretty much the same way you download anything else. However, you also have to import a database dump. So basically, I don't remember the time frequency, but every so often Wikipedia will export a copy of everything in their database. And this is backups for them as well as allowing other people to access them. So you could download them into a database of your own. They actually have a license specifically for that if you want to use it for a project or something of that sort. It's pretty cool. But you have to download the backup first. So they've got a couple options. So this one is just like a testing one, which is probably what I would start with if I were doing it. And then they have the English one. They say it's more than more than 3.5 gigabytes. And yeah, that's pretty big. It's not super specific. A lot of things are greater than 3.5, but that's a lot better than the 60 to 80 gigabytes that was the Kiwix download. So that's a plus. However, you have to import the XML dump into the database. So if you're not super familiar with either working on a terminal on a computer or navigating the File Explorer and stuff like that, it may be a little more frustrating. However, if you're super comfortable with that stuff, good for you. Totally cool. And you can probably find a pretty easy way to download and open this. It seems like it works pretty similar. It's not as flashy, but it doesn't take up as much space. So that's kind of to be expected. So it talks about, some of the queries you can do and what not to do. And yeah, got some detailed instructions and stuff like that. It seems like a good product. Since it is not as well known as Kiwix, there is always the possibility for security issues. So I would just say use with caution. However, it is a relatively user-friendly and space-efficient option. So our last couple of options are pretty different, but they're pretty cool if you're interested in computer science, software engineering, that kind of stuff. So they are definitely the least user-friendly of the options we've mentioned, but they're pretty cool. So we're at GitHub right now. If you've never heard of or been to GitHub before, it's basically a hosting place where people can write code and save it in repositories. So it's like version control where you can make sure not to lose anything if things happen on your personal computer. And it also allows people to collaborate together on large-scale projects. For example, like big open source projects. If you've got a big project that you want everyone to be able to help work on and then distribute for free, then you can do it on GitHub and people can fork it so that they can work on it together and people can download it and use the product. So it's pretty cool. If you're interested in open source software, definitely look into it. It's a pretty cool mission, and they've come up with some really awesome stuff. So this one is extracting plain text from Wikipedia. So it's not going to have the bells and whistles that Kiwix or I can't remember how it's pronounced, the other one. It's not going to have the same functionality or features. However, it's going to be a heck of a lot smaller than the other two. So basically, it's a Python script that takes the Wikipedia database dump and it pretties it up a bit so you can read through it. And then to find different things, you can search through it and stuff like that. So basically, this is like the command line stuff where you can run it. You can also look through the files here. It's pretty cool. But you can also just download the zip that does it. So this is their documentation basically, and it shows how it works. So that's a pretty cool option. However, you still have to download a database dump. They've given various options. So basically you would have to go through here and download it and then run the script on it. So if you have experience with running scripts and that sort of thing, and you're comfortable using a command line interface, this could be a really good option. It is definitely the most space efficient, and if you wanted to come up with your own way to format it and make it searchable, that would be pretty cool. Let's see. Then there's also, I thought it'd be cool to show, the Kiwix GitHub. So you can look through, they've got lots of different things for their various types of software as well as the different tools for it. So this is actually the app we were using a few minutes ago. You can look through and see how it works. So these are the source files, and you can kind of see how everything works in .h files. If you're interested in software development, definitely jump on GitHub and, take a look. If you're looking for something to do off the grid, you could definitely start a project where you automate things using like a Raspberry Pi or Arduino, or you could do so many different things. But a good start is having information. So, however you choose to download it, feel free to get you some free information and, start exploring. Figure out what you want to do and get into it. Okay, so that's it for what I have for you today. So to recap, we went over 3 different ways to download software to help you view Wikipedia online in case something happens, so you can have plenty of access to lots of the world's information. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and good luck with your off-the-grid adventure.
We've arranged a society based on science and technology in which nobody understands anything about science and technology, and this mixture of ignorance and power is going to blow up in our faces.
Oh no, are you serious? No way. Are you serious?